My name is Liviera Lim. I work for an arts education nonprofit that focuses on storytelling, and I'm also a graduate student studying education. I really love storytelling, I love teaching, I love working with youth, and just being in LA. I really like to see the way that people express themselves and the way that people kind of express the things that they think and their thoughts and their feelings and opinions. And then I like looking at that and then dissecting it and taking it apart and then like talking with other people about, oh, what does this mean? What does this say about them? What does this say about society, and how does that apply to us? I was part of this group on Facebook called Progressive Asian American Christians, and I've gone to like different churches in my life, and they tended to be a little bit more traditional or kind of either try and put you into a box of what a good Christian is supposed to look like, or they were predominantly white or full of people that didn't really look like me, and so sometimes it was hard to connect. And so I was really looking for a place that was welcoming, that was progressive, but also very scripture-based. And so I found this through that group, and I started attending at the San Fernando Valley Parish, and it was really small. There was like maybe 10 of us every week. And very quickly, I was invited to join the worship team because they were looking for people to lead worship. And so I got involved, and it just felt like a very welcoming, friendly community where they wanted me back every week, not just because, we want to study God together in the Bible, but because they wanted me as a person there, and I really appreciated that. Like, the people are just amazing. Everyone that I meet is super friendly and super open, asking like really nice questions about who I am and sort of how my week was, always checking in on me, and also really funny and have a good sense of humor. But also I really like, on sort of the sermon side, is that a lot of the sermons ask these sort of questions that in the past I was afraid to ask myself. Even though I had those questions, because I thought, oh, maybe I'd be a bad Christian if I'm like, well, what does hell look like? Or, what does it mean to be queer and Christian? What does it mean to be a woman of God? All these sort of hard questions that sometimes, you have certain feelings about, but it's kind of hard to dissect the scripture when it comes to those kind of questions. New City kind of takes the lead on that and is like, no, we're going to ask the questions, and we're going to share our thought process with you, and then we're going to engage with you as members of our church and hear what you think. And so that, I think, is a really cool part of New City. I was at the Valley Parish, and we had sort of a sermon about prayer and what prayer is and what prayer can be and what prayer can mean. And there was a significant portion of this sermon that we were just praying on our own. So we were just sitting there as a very small congregation, like again, maybe there was 10 of us, and we were just sitting there, we were praying about, it could be about anything, but the focus of that sermon was really about, like difficulties in our life and being open to God in ways that we might not be open to like other people here on earth. And I remember I was sitting there, and I never like heard prayer framed in that way until I was sitting there, and I was like praying, and then like there are all of these emotions I started like feeling, and I started to cry, and I was like, oh, I should stop myself from crying because I'm in church. But then I was like, well, no, because this is kind of what church is, and I feel like I'm at home, and I feel moved by the Spirit and moved by the community. So I was just like, okay, I'm just here, I'm gonna pray, and I'm gonna cry. And that's when I knew, like, oh, New City is not just a church, New City is like a home. And I really felt God in that moment. New City is radical love.